Hello everybody, welcome to another knockoff review. In today's video we're taking a look at the latest bootlegged masterpiece figure as part of the MPM line. This is an amazing job done by the team over at Black Mamba, or AOYI MECH, depending on which name they are going by. This is of course their version of MPM Jazz. The first really glaring difference is that paint application. The paint is gorgeous, and they've gone with the tinted windshield and side windows. Very nice indeed. A few complaints that this one doesn't have rubber tires. These are plastic, but man, he looks gorgeous. Just need a bit of red on that. It's a Pontiac symbol at the front there. Solid as a rock, holds together gorgeously. As you can see, we've opted for the tinted rear screen as well, covering up all of those hinges, and again paint matching on that rear spoiler piece. I don't think I've got the official one tabbed in quite right. You can see that these are a little sloppy just here in comparison to the original, but again we've got that silver carried on all the way to the underside there. And then looking at the bottom, again we've got a difference in paint. We do have this die cast piece on the original, which is now plastic. Couple of glaring differences there. You can see that the license plate on Jazz has been removed for the Black Mamba version. We still have a really nice colour scheme on the underside, a much darker plastic being used, but it's the small little details like insignias and things like that that they're missing. Obviously they don't want to be copying. We do get a wiki who's running, although mine's got a really warped leg. It reminds me of those old kind of plastic army men that you used to be able to buy, and he's got a very odd tan line there. He looks a bit like Data from Star Trek. Very strange chap. Could even be Tom Hanks running there. It's got the cube. It doesn't really understand, so we'll just leave it at that. We get the gun. Again, biggest difference between the two is the paint application. One is shiny, and kind of a dull colour on the underside. The gold is a little bit more vibrant on the official. And then we get the spinal column. Now, spinal columns I thought were the same, but they actually warp differently. The detail is a little bit more refined on the official, but these do spread out somewhat differently, and obviously this curls a separate way. If you have it that way, then this one here is curling inwards, this one here is curling outwards. But either way, it does what it's meant to. I think it's slightly longer, ever so slightly, a smidge if anything. Really not that much in it. This is, of course, in case you haven't already guessed, 1:1 scale with the original. Black Mamba are renowned for doing kind of oversized and enlargements, but this time I think people were happy with the size, even with their bigger figures, with the kind of likes of the new Black Mamba Megatron, for example. Jazz was always one of the smallest of the Autobots, and I think this is I think it was the right choice to keep him the scale that he was. Now, I'm not going to go through loads and loads of comparisons. I did some comparisons when I reviewed Jazz. If you want to check out the comparisons, I will include the little link hidden in the information bar near the end of the video. That will take you to the exact moment I start doing comparisons for Jazz, but personally I think the vehicle mode is really nice. I mean, I got this as a pre-production sample. It was sent through to TF Direct and then forwarded it on to me. I didn't get any packaging or anything like that. I believe when people buy him, he will be shipped in his vehicle mode, so that's why I've started in vehicle mode, and genuinely very happy with this. It's a gorgeous figure. Those tinted windows do make the world of difference, as does that paint job. And of course, let's not forget that we can store our weapons and if needed, our spine. That fits in there as well. Slides in to the back of the gun, you know, because who wouldn't want to store your own spine hanging off the back? Personally, not me. Right, let's come around here. Let's just flip these doors. These are going to untab, like so. And again, this side, just untab this. This piece here is just tabbed in to the top of this bit, front of that grill, like so. It gives us a chance just to rock these arms forwards on those shoulder tabs. Come around to the back. This here is tabbed in just kind of behind that petrol cap section. That's going to come untabbed from there, and it should, he says, come untabbed from the back section. I'm not going to lie, this piece here was incredibly tight. I did not like that at all. These are going to come undone, like so, like so. This here we push down, and that's going to fold up and over nicely, kind of accordioning over to the top. These are going to slide out of the way, which allows this section here to come down, like so. This piece here is going to come around, like that. This is on our rotator. So this piece here comes and rotates, and then just pins on that hinge, collapsing onto the back of the leg, and then we can bring this piece down, covering off that shin, and then bring the foot in and that heel spur around. And just a note, bad on my behalf, missed the peg on those legs. Need to make sure that we clip that knee pad in. It's been a long time since I've since I've transformed Jazz, so there we go. I missed the knee pad, but the rest should now hopefully fall into place nicely. Just wrap around, tab in. This should slide and tab in on the leg there, and that just wraps around. And then we've got the toe and that heel spur. Do that with both legs. This section here untabs. Also comes apart here as well and rocks. So all of this is going to kind of really tab in closely together. We're going to want to open up these arms, and this is all going to rotate around like so, and this here is going to form like the upper torso of Jazz. This piece untabs like so. These pieces split like so, and come up. His arms can be brought to the front. Jazz's head is just the torso dropping down into this section here. This whole front piece is now going to barrel roll. This will roll all the way around, like so. And then we can just straighten up these arms. Right, and with this piece here on top, we can bring Jazz's head up, like so. Bring that out of its void, and then just push that back down, and then these sections can come back to the side. Jazz's head can sit there. We then have the ability to tab this into the underside of that rotating panel, like so, and this is then going to tab in, securing the torso piece into place. There we go. This can come up, and it should, he says, come out, like so. Starting to look a lot like Christmas. Right, this is all collapsed. That just sits on the back. These are going to come out and come out like this. And we then need to rectify the mess that is these arms. Oh dear. Right, this comes up, this splits, rotates, this comes down, rotates, and then we've got the rotation on the wrist so we can get our hand straight. And this panel here, is a shoulder panel which comes all the way up to said shoulders, and this comes up like so. This then rocks under and should tab in like so, and same with this side, just tab that in like so. That is masterpiece Jazz. Can open up his hands, bring up his fingers. Ow, he doesn't talk like this though, does he? Ow, my name's Jazz. Skibbity-bop-bop. And for all of you scale junkies out there, that is the oversized Black Mamba Megatron. Alongside him, and we've got the Weijang Black Apple Optimus Prime, and then we've got the Black Mamba oversized Ironhide. What do we think for scale? Personally, I think that Jazz and Megatron there scale exceptionally well. Possibly Jazz still comes up a bit high on Weijang Prime. Maybe if we take out Weijang Prime and replace him with Black Mamba Prime, albeit that's the Dark of the Moon version, maybe they do scale slightly better. Either way, I think it definitely works. And the paint scheme on this new Jazz is really nice as well. It's a Legendary Toys style paint, does scrub up rather nicely. But obviously that is Jazz at his very tallest with these very narrow thighs. Let's not forget that we do have the ability to widen these right up, and I mean he does shrink quite drastically. Bless him. There we go, bring that right down. Bring that one right down like so, and then bring those over. There you go, now it gives you a better idea of how they both fare. I think they both look really good, don't they? I do prefer the new version. I mean, where things have to tab in, they tab in really nicely. Everything's very secure. I actually really love pretty much everything about Jazz. He is a gorgeous looking figure. We do have that alternative option for the head, so we can put the visor down like so and bring that back like this, Can't say I'm a fan of Jazz without this visor, but there's a few pieces here that I think they've obviously gone to detail, gone to town with the detail on the top there. We do still have the motion on the shoulders. All of the articulation is the same. It's all nice and tight. Everything works nicely. Everything locks in as it should. We have all that range on those legs, upwards. So there's plenty going on. Double jointed knees, of course, as well. The ankle pivots are in there, up and down on the toes. Jazz certainly looks the part, and of course, not only does he look the part, he also acts the part when needed. We can press the button on the back, like so, and poor old Jazz gets disemboweled. I can detach his gun, and looking for these two grooves on the underside here, we can tab in his spinal column. There we go, that's Jazz minus his legs. His gun does transform if you see fit. You can just bring this around, like so, lifting up. And that's going to come all the way around, like so. And then that can fit on his hands, like this. Not that it's going to be much good to him now he has lost his hind section. And let's just see how these look in the new oversized Megatron's hands. Excellent. I think that looks fantastic. Spot on, in my opinion. What are your thoughts? All in all, a very nice little Jazz, if I do say so myself. I believe the next figure they've got in their lineup coming is the Autobot Fembots, the trio of RCs. I think that's in their oversized studio series though. I'm not sure if it's being classed as their MPM line, but either way, they do look fantastic, done up in those awesome Human Alliance colors. Really nice, beautiful pieces. Very much enjoying this line at the moment. It's a good version of Jazz. We get all of those accessories, but of course at a fraction of the cost. It's always easy to improve on the original work, so make sure you do go out and support Takara in what they do. We wouldn't have any of these knockoffs if it wasn't for them pumping out the feats of engineering. Thanks again to TF Direct for making this review possible. I've included a link in the description below where this can be purchased, and of course don't forget to hit that information button up in the corner there, which will take you through to the original Jazz review, where there are more comparisons and I tackle the articulation slightly further. Until next time, for myself and Jazz, goodbye.